Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we want to discuss about the seasons of life in parenting. The seasons in parenting. You know, in Nigeria we have two major seasons. We have the dry season and we have the rainy season. And then in the Western world we have four seasons. We have the autumn, we have the spring, we have the winter, we have the summer. And each of these seasons comes at different times of the year, and they come with their own uniqueness. They come with their own unique activity, what they are being known for, what you can do at such season, what you shouldn't do at such season, the clothes to wear in such season, the clothes not to wear at such season. So we want to look at it from the angle of parenting. You know, parenting is a deep conversation and it's very dear to my heart because I am one. I'm a parent and I know the challenges that comes with being a parent and the joy that also comes with it. But if you're not well equipped with knowledge, you're going to make a mess of your parenting. So if you don't know the right thing to do part-time, you make a mess of your parenting. So we have different seasons in parenting, and you must learn to adjust to different seasons in your parenting. For example, a mom that just gave birth is different from a mom that has a toddler, and different from a person that has a preschooler, different from a person that has an adolescent, a teenager, a young adult, a grown children, grandchildren. All of these things I just mentioned are the differences you can be in your parenting journey. So you don't expect the same thing for different people. Of course, there is the family dynamic of its own, which is already an issue. The fact that I'm from a certain tribe is already a dynamic for my family. The fact that I am from a certain region is another thing. The fact that I live in a certain area is a dynamic of a family that should be considered in any action you're taking. You don't just behave the way you like because you think, it's my life. The moment you become a parent, you lose the right to do what you want. Did you just hear what I said? I said, the moment you become a parent, you lose your right to do what you want. Parenting changes you. Parenting transforms you. If your parenting is not changing you, you are not parenting right. So what are some of the seasons that you can face in parenting? You can face the season of bearing children. That's the first season you encounter as every parent. Having children is a season you must face as a parent. Whether you give birth to them or you have people give birth to them for you or you adopted, it is still the same thing. So you have to accept that at that stage of your life, there are things that must happen and there are things that must not happen. There are things to expect, there are things not to expect yourself to be able to do. If you're still at the stage of raising children or giving birth, you know that there are some places you cannot even go. You don't start feeling bad because you can't attend every party on Saturday because you have a baby. You can't expect yourself to be jumping from one city to another when you just give birth to a child. Stop putting yourself under undue pressure because you are seeing somebody else do it and you think that you should also do it. That is the current season that you are in. As a woman, in the phase of childbearing, you may not be able to do so much in terms of maybe running a business, running a career, or doing anything. It might slow you down in having children, but eventually you are going to benefit from it. That's the joy of motherhood, right? Nobody's going to do it for you. You have to bear your children, you have to nurse them, you have to wean them, you have to raise them, you have to teach them the necessary thing. Look, the first 5 years of a child is a fundamental and foundational stage of the child's life. Whatever happens at that time goes a long way to determine what the child is going to be eventually. So if you allow your children to just grow without any proper training, without skilling them up, without planning for their life, they are going to be a mess in the future. And no parent wants that for their child. So are you going to pay the price now and sit back and know that this is the season I am in and raise those children in the fear of God? Or are you going to leave them to grow and let television, let nannies, let other people raise them for you while you are out there in the field pursuing a career that will not serve you in the future? Is that what you want? need to choose. Because if you don't pay the price now, you're going to pay it later, and you'll pay much more at that time. Trust me. If you don't do the time now, you do it later. But anyhow you want it, you're going to do the time. So if you're a nursing mother, stop running around. Sit in one place. Stop trying to do what every other person is doing. Sit in one place. Raise your children first. Then career can always come. You can still pursue your career after childbirth. You can still run a business after childbirth. I mean, what is the essence of those things you want to do if they are not going to be a facilitator for your children to grow in the fear of God and to become wholesome adults who are not patterned, who are not traumatized, who are not destroyed because of the ignorance of their parents? So the next season that you can be in is the season of raising children. You know, we've talked about giving birth, pregnancy. Pregnancy comes with its own challenges. If you've ever been pregnant, I have been pregnant twice, and it's a different experience altogether. Both of them had nothing similar. They were entirely different from the start to the finish. The only resemblance is in the method of how I gave birth. So every other thing was different. Even in the method of childbirth, they were still not the same experience. All right. So that's the season I was at that time. And I didn't need to pray. I didn't need to start rushing to come and attend the party, come and go here and there and be everywhere. I had to decide that I need to settle down for this child. I need to give this child 100% of my time so that this child can grow as a healthy baby. And now my child is almost a year and 6 months. And he's cool, he's fine. And I can do some other things that I couldn't do when he was much young. When he was much younger. All right. So that's the season I was then. And I couldn't do so much. I had to settle that within myself. Then when the child becomes a preschooler, you now start doing school runs, you now start taking care of the child in school, taking them to school, bringing them back, all of those things, helping them in their assignments, guiding them, preparing them for school. Those are also another season of life. Someone else's children may have outgrown them being prepared by their parents for school. But yours, you still need to prepare your children for school because they are still young. You take care of them, you bathe them, you dress them up, you give them their lunch, you give them their lunch box, you give them breakfast before they leave. All of those things are also its own season. And then you have a period where your child is now the one taking care of themselves. They wake up by themselves, they dress themselves, they prepare their lunch for those who were taught, because there are still people who will not do that until they are done in secondary school, which is terrible, by the way. So they wake up and dress themselves, or you will be in the comfort of your bed. They'll just come and tell you, Mommy, I'm off, or Daddy, I'm off. Because they have grown to that point. And so someone who is not in that stage, or in that season of life, will be envying you, will be looking at you like, oh, why am I not in this stage? Why can't my child? No, that's their own season. They pay their own price when they paid it. So you have to also be ready to pay your own price and allow your child to get to that point. And don't be in a hurry to leave a stage or a season, because it will naturally migrate by itself. But when you force yourself out of a season, you don't even learn all the lessons that you should learn. You come out half baked, you come out half prepared. So prepare your mind and equip yourself to do what you need to do per time in any season you find yourself. So that when you leave that season, you will not start feeling bad. You won't feel like you missed something. Some parents wish their children were still toddlers so that they can now do what they couldn't do with them. Some women wish that their children are still teenagers because now they are adults. And you don't have a relationship with them, you don't have a connection with them, no bonding, nothing. And you know that this was an opportunity I missed because I could not recognize or discern the season that my children were at that time. So the stage of your children determines the season you are in. If there is a time when one person is the one making all the money in the family, maybe a husband is the one making all the money, you, the wife, need to give all the support you can. That's not the time to start buying everything in the world, even if you can afford it. That's the time to save. That's the time to invest. That's the time to put yourself together. Don't be someone who is just bring, I want to, my own job. Some women, are bold to say, my own job is to just enjoy. My own job is to just be the receiver, the eater, and not the bringer. If there's a one like that. And which is I don't know. So we need to begin to change our mindset towards how family system should run. And if your children are old enough and they've gone to the university, that's also its season. At this time, you can now go to places, you can now pursue your career, you can go out in the morning, maybe 6 a.m. and come back 9 p.m. and you won't have a problem. Why? Your children are no longer around. Why? Your children are no longer around. But someone whose children are all around should not be in a business or in a career that you leave 5 a.m., return 9 p.m. By the time you're coming back, your children are already in bed. What time do you have to connect with them? And then on the weekends, maybe you have a party or one there, and your children are just look like, do I have a parent at all? Simply because the parent did not know what should come at each season. There is no sense of priority. There's no sense of knowing what I am expected to do here and what I cannot do at this time. So these are the things you need to consider for any season that you are in. How do you know your season? Look at the developmental stage of your child. What can they do at that time? What can't they do? And begin to equip them with the right knowledge, with the right skill. Teach your children skills. Teach them to be responsible. Track their sense of responsibility. What can they do? Can they handle situations? Test them when they are still in your house. Don't wait until your children leaves your house and then go outside and begin to make a mess of themselves because you could not do what you need to do for them at that time. And so they are just unskilled. An unskilled child is a burden to you, the parent, a burden to themselves, and a burden to the society. You don't want to raise such a child. So understand your season and raise your children depending on that season. You don't wear winter jackets during summer. I mean, people will be looking at you like, this person is being ridiculous right now. And you don't so wear a summer clothes during winter. You're going to freeze. All right? So that is the disadvantage of not knowing the season you are in part-time. Know your season, understand your season, and begin to work towards achieving the result that is achievable in that season you are in. Don't miss any level. Don't try to skip any level. Don't try to skip any season. Enjoy every season as it comes. Prepare ahead for every season that you face. Don't let it meet you unawares. We know all the seasons. We know when we should expect it. Even if it doesn't come exactly on the date. But you know, at this time, this is what's happening. This is what's going to happen. This is what can happen. And you prepare your mind for it. It shouldn't be that you're just there. You just want it to be, the way you want it. No. Life does not respect that. Life respects people who are conscious of their time, who are able to discern the times and seasons that they are in. Understand your season, understand your time. The Bible said the children of Issachar, they understood the time and they led their brethren. They were ahead. They were the leaders. Why? They were able to discern the time and season that they are in per time. So that's the same thing that should happen for us. You shouldn't be in a position where you don't even know the left from the right and all of that. So I hope this is going to help you to sit back and discuss within yourself. Talk to yourself, by yourself, and say, what is the season that I am in? What season have I found myself at this time? What are the things I can do? What are the things that I shouldn't do? What are the things that I should put myself to do it? And begin to do them. By that way, you will see that your life will begin to take a new turn. And you become more relaxed and at peace with that season. You're not trying to impress anybody. You're not trying to prove a point. Stop proving an unnecessary point, even to yourself. If there are things you cannot do, don't force yourself or insist that you must do it. For instance, I can't remember the last time I attended a wedding. I think that was last year, sometime last year. So I don't need to start insisting I must be attending every wedding I'm invited for. I have children that need me to be there for them. I have to connect with them. If there are things that I should attend to, it should be them first before any other thing. Prioritize your children so that when they grow and you are old now, they will also prioritize you. Because life is about seed time and harvest, don't forget. Whatever you sow is what you're going to reap. So if you're sowing carelessness and lackadaisical attitude, that's what you're going to reap when you get older. So sit back with yourself and check the season you're in. Celebrate each season. Rejoice in every season. Be at peace with every season, and you'll see your life taking its turn. And I hope this video helps you and guides you to do the right thing for your family and understand the season you are in and do the things that are acceptable for each season that you are in. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I hope you've been blessed by this video. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not done so. Thank you so much, and see you again in our next video. Bye.